Pi Network building real utility and trust beyond GCV of 314,159. Recent developments have sparked renewed attention among its global user base, particularly surrounding the clarification that GCV, Global Consensus Value, is not part of Pi Network's official white paper. This news will change everything you thought you knew about Pi Network. Also, if you've been following the GCV discussions and wondering what's really happening behind the scenes, what I'm about to reveal will blow your mind and completely shift how you see Pi's future. Now, I want to hear from you. Are you looking forward to peer-to-peer transactions, marketplace purchases, or maybe supporting decentralized applications? What's the biggest challenge you think Pi Network will face as it moves toward mainnet launch? Is it regulatory approval, building merchant adoption, or something else entirely? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I read every single one, and your insights help shape our future coverage. Let's now greet pioneers from around the globe and welcome back to your trusted source for the most important Pi Network updates. Whether you're turning from the Nigeria, India, United States, Papua New Guinea, Philippines, Kenya, even South Africa, or anywhere else on this beautiful planet, I can barely contain my excitement because today's announcement from the Pi Network team represents the most significant turning point in our project's history. And every single pioneer needs to understand what this means for their digital future. Before we dive into this game-changing revelation, I want to see our incredible global community in action. Just comment Pi Network to the moon along with your country name to paint this comment section with flags from every corner of the world and show the strength of our decentralized pioneer family. But also, please join our community by click subscribe button and ring notification bell if you haven't already, so you never miss an update. Here's the earth-shattering news that's sending shockwaves through our community today. Pi Network has officially declared that GCV, which stands for Global Consensus Value, is absolutely not part of Pi Network's official white paper. This isn't just a simple clarification, pioneers. This is a declaration of independence from speculative narratives that have been clouding our project's true vision. Think about what this announcement really represents. For months, countless discussions have swirled around GCV as if it was some mystical crystal ball predicting Pi's future market value. Some pioneers viewed it as a benchmark, others questioned its legitimacy. But now, we have crystal clear transparency from the source itself. The Pi Network team is essentially saying, we're done with hypothetical valuations and speculative fantasies. It's time to build something real, something tangible, something that will stand the test of time. This pivotal moment signals Pi Network's unwavering commitment to building a value system rooted in genuine utility rather than market manipulation or wishful thinking. The team is reinforcing their core philosophy that has always been about empowering users through meaningful participation, substantial contribution, and unbreakable trust within our ecosystem. Let me help you understand why this shift away from GCV represents the best possible news for every pioneer holding PiCoins today. When Pi Network distances itself from global consensus value, it's actually reaffirming its dedication to practical use cases, authentic decentralized governance, and sustainable long-term growth that benefits the entire community rather than just early speculators. This isn't about abandoning ambitious goals. This is about choosing substance over speculation, reality over rumors, and building genuine value over chasing phantom numbers. The removal of GCV from the narrative creates space for what truly matters in the Web3 revolution, which is creating platforms where people can actually use their digital assets for real-world transactions, commerce, and community building. With GCV officially out of the picture, the spotlight now shines brilliantly on PiCoin's authentic real-world utility. And this is where the magic truly begins for our community. As Pi Network's native currency, PiCoin represents something revolutionary in the cryptocurrency space because it's designed to be earned through genuine active engagement and utilized within a rapidly expanding ecosystem of applications, marketplaces, and peer-to-peer transactions that serve real human needs. This utility-first model fundamentally distinguishes PiCoin from countless other crypto assets floating in the digital marketplace. While most cryptocurrencies derive their value from speculation, market manipulation, or hype cycles, PiCoin's worth emerges from the meaningful contributions of millions of users who validate transactions, build decentralized applications, support network development, and participate in community governance decisions that shape our collective future. As Pi Network advances toward the highly anticipated open mainnet launch, this emphasis on practical utility becomes absolutely critical for long-term success. Developers across the globe are working tirelessly to create platforms where PiCoin can be seamlessly used for purchasing services, acquiring digital goods, and facilitating community-driven commerce that puts people before profits and accessibility before exclusivity. Pi Network stands as a cornerstone player in the Web3 transformation that's reshaping how digital systems operate across the globe. This represents a complete paradigm shift from centralized control to decentralized governance, allowing individual users to truly own their data, control their digital assets, and maintain sovereignty over their online identities. Trust forms the absolute foundation of this revolutionary model. In traditional financial systems, trust is typically enforced through massive institutions, complex regulations, and government oversight that often excludes ordinary people from meaningful participation. However, in the Web3 ecosystem that Pi Network is building, trust emerges organically through radical transparency, active community participation, and shared values that align individual success with collective prosperity. The decision to clarify Pi Network's stance on GCV perfectly reflects this trust-building ethos because it represents a bold move toward greater accountability and stronger community alignment. By prioritizing utility and genuine user engagement over speculative valuations, Pi Network fosters a culture of trust that proves essential for achieving long-term success in the rapidly evolving Web3 landscape. Pi Network's greatest competitive advantage lies in its remarkable community of millions of pioneers spread across every continent on Earth. This isn't just a user base, this is a global movement powered by real people rather than faceless corporations or institutional investors seeking quick profits from retail traders. This grassroots foundation enables unprecedented levels of rapid innovation, remarkable resilience during market downturns, and extraordinary adaptability to changing technological landscapes. Community members aren't passive participants waiting for others to make decisions about their digital future. They are genuine stakeholders who actively help shape governance policies, contribute valuable insights to development processes, and collectively define the network's strategic direction. Behind Pi Network's community-driven approach operates a robust technological foundation built to handle the demands of a global user base while maintaining the highest standards of security and reliability. The consensus mechanism ensures complete data integrity and transaction security, while the underlying infrastructure successfully supports millions of simultaneous users without compromising performance or accessibility. Scalability represents a key strategic priority as the network prepares for the monumental transition to open mainnet functionality. Pi Network's development team is creating sophisticated tools and protocols capable of handling massive transaction volumes, seamlessly integrating with external platforms and services, and supporting regulatory compliance requirements across diverse international jurisdictions. Sustainability also occupies a central position in Pi Network's long-term vision for responsible growth. By minimizing energy consumption through innovative consensus mechanisms and maximizing meaningful user engagement through accessible mobile mining, Pi Network offers a development model that remains both environmentally responsible and socially impactful for communities worldwide. The official clarification that GCV holds no place in Pi Network's white paper marks a historic turning point that signals our collective evolution from speculation to substance, from hypothetical value to genuine utility, from wishful thinking to practical application of blockchain technology for human benefit. This transformation invites every pioneer to refocus their energy on activities that truly matter for long-term success. Instead of debating imaginary price predictions, we can concentrate on building innovative solutions, contributing meaningful value to our community, and growing together as a decentralized movement that prioritizes people over profits and accessibility over exclusivity. Here's something that might blow your mind about Pi Network's approach to trust and security. While Bitcoin relies on pseudonymous transactions that can be linked to criminal activity and market manipulation, Pi Network implemented Know Your Customer and Know Your Business verification systems, ensuring every participant is a real, verified person or legitimate business entity. This identity verification isn't about surveillance. It's about creating an environment where trust can flourish. When you know the person you're transacting with has been verified as real, it opens possibilities for commerce and collaboration impossible in anonymous cryptocurrency systems. This is particularly powerful in emerging markets where traditional banking infrastructure is limited, but smartphone adoption is exploding. The controversial global consensus value concept critics love to attack is actually Pi Network's attempt to solve cryptocurrency's biggest problem. How do you establish fair value for a currency designed to be used rather than just speculated on? Traditional cryptocurrency pricing is dominated by speculation and market manipulation. Pi Network explores whether communities of verified users can participate in price discovery, reflecting actual utility rather than pure speculation. This brings us to the fundamental philosophical divide, determining which cryptocurrency ecosystem ultimately serves humanity better. Bitcoin's value proposition is built on scarcity. Only 21 million coins will ever exist, creating artificial shortage that drives investment demand. This scarcity model works for store-of-value use cases, but creates a system where early adopters and wealthy institutions accumulate majority supply while everyone else fights over scraps. Pi Network's philosophy is built on abundance and utility. Instead of creating artificial scarcity, Pi Network focuses on creating actual value through real-world applications and ecosystem development. The question isn't how rare Pi coins are, but how useful they are for actual human needs. Consider broader implications. Bitcoin's energy consumption now exceeds entire countries, creating environmental concerns governments can't ignore forever. Pi Network's mobile-first design eliminates environmental concerns while increasing participation and decentralization. Bitcoin's success is measured in price appreciation and institutional investment flows. These are important metrics for investors, but tell us nothing about whether Bitcoin is improving people's daily lives or solving real-world problems. Pi Network's success metrics look completely different. We're talking about active ecosystem development, real merchant adoption, verified user growth, and actual utility creation. In regions where traditional banking access is limited, Pi Network users are already experimenting with peer-to-peer commerce and cross-border transactions that would be impossible or prohibitively expensive with Bitcoin. The Pi browser ecosystem enables developers to create applications serving real human needs rather than just speculative trading tools. Educational platforms where teachers earn Pi for creating content. Social networks where users control their data and earn from participation. Commerce platforms where small businesses accept payments without traditional banking infrastructure. Bitcoin's network effect is driven by price appreciation attracting more investors, which drives more price appreciation. It's powerful, but ultimately limited to people with disposable income to invest in volatile assets. Pi Network's network effect is driven by utility creation, attracting more users, which attracts more developers, which creates more utility. This creates sustainable growth cycles that can potentially reach every smartphone user on Earth, rather than just wealthy investors in developed countries. As Pi Network moves toward open network phase, ecosystem effects become more pronounced. Verified users become verified customers for Pi-based businesses. Developers create applications serving real needs rather than speculative trading. Merchants gain access to global customer bases without traditional payment processing fees and restrictions. So here's the million Pi question. Which cryptocurrency ecosystem will actually change your daily life? Bitcoin, with its institutional backing and store of value properties, or Pi Network, with its accessible mining and utility-focused ecosystem? What I really want to know from our global Pi community: what specific real-world problem do you think Pi Network could solve in your country? How would accessible cryptocurrency change daily life in your region? If this deep dive opened your eyes to possibilities you hadn't considered, show love with that like button. If you want to stay ahead of the cryptocurrency curve with analysis beyond price predictions, hit subscribe and ring that notification bell. We're just getting started with Pi Network coverage. Pi Network transcends the limitations of typical cryptocurrency platforms because it represents a revolutionary movement rooted in unwavering transparency, active community participation, and clear, purposeful direction. By consistently prioritizing utility and trust over speculation and hype, Pi Network actively shapes a future where digital finance serves ordinary people rather than enriching speculators at the expense of genuine adopters. As Pi Network moves boldly forward into this new era of utility-focused development, the message resonates crystal clear throughout our global community. The real value of PiCoin lies not in theoretical price targets or speculative valuations, but in the practical applications and meaningful innovations that millions of pioneers will build together using this revolutionary technology. That future isn't some distant dream waiting to be realized. That future is actively taking shape right now through the collective efforts of our incredible pioneer community. Every person who chooses to engage authentically with Pi Network contributes to building something truly extraordinary in the cryptocurrency space. If this deep dive into Pi Network's utility-focused future helped clarify what's really happening with our project, show your support by hitting that like button and sharing this video with fellow pioneers. Subscribe to stay updated with the most important Pi Network developments, and don't forget to ring that notification bell so you never miss breaking news that affects your digital future.